Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your price lists. We had just finished assigning some of our products to price lists, and let's just hop on over to the public.a to change the settings, like the name and the link of a price list. You hit, sorry, let me go back and show you where I was looking. You'll hit settings. I've made 6 different price lists. I think in the main hub plan, you can have 5 live at a time. So that's, we have a few other price lists that we're going to be using this year. I use one price list for our current week availability and then one price list for our 2 weeks out availability. I should do a whole separate video on that, but we need 4 total price lists just for our standard inventory because of the public pricing. I have that at a different cost to customers than the wholesale pricing to florists. And .f is for shop the floor. So, or advance orders. So if a customer is putting in a pre-order like 2 months in advance, we're using our .f items instead of pulling from the open inventory and reducing the amount that's available in the next couple weeks. So again, I should do a whole thing on how I use local line with my availability and advance orders and all of that. But for now, we're talking price lists. So let's go into public shopping A settings. I like to list the fulfillment date in here because it'll actually show up for your customers and be like easily visible. The URL matters for SEO, I believe, but I haven't really been using it that way. Description, this will show up at the top of your website. I can show you the customer facing side too after this. Local line wants to know what kind of price list it is. This is a retail price list open to general customers. I've put in a lot of detail here because it's kind of the only obvious place to inform customers how to shop, some of the rules about shopping. There's a few links that you can add on local line on the main store page. But this one really makes for especially for our florists, it makes them like accountable to, well, it was right there on the front page. You really should have looked at all the details there. So especially because we have the 2 price lists. I don't want them ordering for the wrong fulfillment day. You have the option to add an image at the top. It's a pretty long image. I also like to call out what kind of a price list it is here, so that's nice. Displaying products in a grid is nice for us. You'll have to play around with that to see what's best for your use. Search engine listing. I really should edit that, but that's a new thing that I haven't updated yet. This is probably very SEO focused, and it would be helpful for me to change the description here. This tells the system what customers are allowed to pay with. So if they pay with ACH, it's a much lower fee. I think it's 1%. If they pay with a credit card, it's 2.7%. And I pass that fee on to the customers. I don't allow cash. It's just a lot of work for our growers to put together orders, and then if somebody doesn't come through, it's a little risky. So, and default, this is helpful. I have it on cash because when I'm in person, I haven't been using local lines POS. I use my website. So in order to have that sale still get processed in local line, I just have it a cash sale and mark it paid when they pay on my website POS. So that's why I have it as default cash, even though cash won't show up to our customers searching on this price list. So right now I don't have any eligible fulfillment because we're not quite open, but these are all set up by me, and there's different days and times and places that you put on all of these. So I should do a separate one on that, a separate intro. So because we have 2 weeks of inventory, I have only one of these checked, schedule price list update emails. I only have my other price list checked because I don't want people getting 2 emails a week. They're only going to get one a week from the one price list. Private is if someone's logged into the site and they have specific access to this price list, like the wholesale ones are private for me. My public customers can't access those. Make active. Right now, this is the only active one I have. That just means that it's able to be viewed on local line site. And uncategorized product visibility. This is if, let's say, a farmer last minute puts in a listing and I assign it to a price list, but I haven't actually categorized it yet. I do still want the item to show up. It'll just show up all the way at the end. It just won't go with its friends. Like if it's a dahlia, it would just be at the bottom instead of being with the other dahlias. So, cool. So we'll save and go back. And now we'll dig into the actual price list itself. So you'll go to products, you'll see, I like to collapse that. You'll see that there's already a lot assigned on here and already categorized too. Most of these are carrying over from last year. You can do the same thing here. You can extend it to 100 listings per screen. And Local Line does this cool thing where all of your categorized ones will show up at the front end of your list. The newer ones that you added that are uncategorized go at the back. There's also a couple filters up here. Like if you just want to see your uncategorized, you click that. And that's typically how I'm processing a new price list or additions to a price list is my go-to spot is just doing the uncategorized ones because I've already processed the other ones. So there's still 3 pages since we've done a lot of adding. You can, our double check that we want to do here is the control F dot A. And I'm sorry, we probably don't want to do dot A because all of these should be A. We want to do dot B and there's no dot B's or dot F's. So no B's or F's in this list that we have to remove. Let's go to the next one, double check. Are there any dot B's? Nope, or dot F's. Oh, one dot F snuck in there. And I can see that there's only one because only one of one showed up. So I'm going to remove from price list because he shouldn't be in there. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the third and last page and do the same thing, dot F, control F. Oh, a lot of these guys landed in there. Very interesting. So dot F, dot F, dot F, dot F. Oh, that's because I accidentally had them selected still. So, and then we can also select the dot B's because those need to get kicked out too. This shouldn't usually happen. It's just because I made a mistake, but it's easy to remove them if you accidentally add them to the wrong price list. So remove from price list, remove. Okay. Before I touch category, I always do everything else I need to do first because this is the easiest way to separate them from all of the correct and like assigned items. So keep everything uncategorized until everything else is done. The first step, I'll just start back at the first page that we need to take care of again. The first step is always just selecting everything on a screen and editing the price adjustment. For us, we do a percent-based increase. So this is this 1188. This is what our grower is going to make on this bunch. And then I mark that up by 75%. So I make sure to click percent and then I type in 75 and then I hit save. And all of these then, since I'm selecting in bulk, should get their percentages updated. Takes a little bit. And then eventually these will show up. Yep. So you can see that it's marked up 70. by 75%, and then that price goes up to $20.79. The next step that we want to do while we're on the same page, select everything again, and we're going to update tax since this is a retail price list. We want to update that to, you'll click define taxes here and automatic. So this will, it says take into consideration the jurisdictions and tax laws. So if a buyer is buying online from Michigan, their taxes are going to be different than someone buying in Chicago. So I allow local line to take care of that for my retail price list. For the wholesale price list, I keep taxes off completely because obviously those people have all gone through my vetting process and they have tax IDs on file that say they're resellers or retailers. You also have this option to set your own tax rate. I would just lean towards automatic unless you are really smart and you know that you're smarter than local line. So I'm gonna hit save, and then all of these should change to auto. Ta-da! Very cool. So this page is all set. We're gonna finish off all of the newbie items in here first before we do any categorizing. So page 2 is gonna be the same thing. Edit price adjustment, 75%. Save. Thinking. Okay, so you'll see that come through, and then we're going to select everything again and then define taxes, automatic save. And for the wholesale price list, since it's off already, you don't even have to like do define taxes for it. It'll just already be off. Okay, third and last page. Edit price adjustment percent. Was done, and then select one more time, define taxes, automatic save. And all of these just updated. So now what I'm gonna do before I unfilter from categorized, here, let me go back. Well, it doesn't matter really where I am. I'm going to sort from like, or filter, I should say, in the search box by flower, because it's going to be really easy for me to just select all with this box instead of going in and manually clicking every single one. So we'll go with the one that's right in front of me. And we'll just hit that. Add remove from category. This is the same place, obviously add remove makes sense, but we're going to be adding to a category. I already have all of these in for the most part, but we'll see if I come across any that are weird. Unclick Veronica, and then you're back to your main list of uncategorized. We'll do zinnia, and then it'll just slim down to only the zinnias. Double check that you don't have multiple pages of one of these before you're done. It's not the end of the world if you do. Add remove, add to zinnia. It's very satisfying as things start to get categorized. You're able to see the total number up here. Let's see. Let me go back. 146 packages only now. So let me try to find one that I don't have a category for. I think I do for most of these. Maybe I do not have one for Simpio Carpos. So I will first, before I try to assign this to a category, I have to edit categories. And you can see that I just have all of my categories in here, all of them. These are manually sorted. So whenever I add a new one, I'm typing in. That was a tough one to spell. Okay. So I'm typing that in. Let me make sure that this isn't like something that I should know. I'm still learning the ways. Oh, it's just snowberry. Someone was being fancy with it. So sometimes that happens where someone's just using a different name. I know that I already have snowberry. Ta-da! So we're just gonna add that. So I always do a double check if there's a new one that I'm not familiar with. It's probably just the different name for a flower that I am familiar with. Let's see. There may not be any newbies in this one. I don't know what summer snowflake is. Let's see if I should add that one. Isn't this just Lily of the Valley? No? Interesting. Interesting. Okay, well, apparently it's not. So I will create a new category for summer snowflake. Let's do edit categories, add category, summer snowflake. And we want it to be manually sorted. Automatically sorted is limited to like 50 categories or something, and we have a lot. So I manually sort it by alphabet. The new stuff always goes to the bottom. So then I just kind of hover and bring it up. Let's see you. Okay. So this dictates where the category lands on the customer facing site. And it'll think for a second. And then you're going to be able to click it, add remove from category, summer snowflake. So once I assign it to a category, it's going to go away. Wait for it. Okay, it shouldn't be thinking this hard. Sometimes I will just stir the pot and I'll hit save again, and then it's like, whoa, why are you being mad? But it still does what I need it to anyway. It's like it gets stuck or something. If for some reason I wanted to um, remove a category from something, let's just say I accidentally added the wrong category or something, I can, like this add your atom, you do remove, and then you pick the one that needs to go away. So I would click that and then save. Um, let's see. Oh, I'm actually just going to, so what you really want to do is when you're in your uncategorized, once all of these are gone, that's when you know that you're all set, that all of them have been assigned to a category and priced, and you are ready for your customers to see the price list. To see the customer facing like website, you'll click this little arrow in the box and it'll take you right there. What I recommend is, I'm already signed in, but what I recommend for a hub owner or a grower is to have a completely separate email that you log into. Um, I log in with my personal Gmail to the customer portal, and then I have all my permissions on my personal one because the owner, like the hub ownership email is my business one for this one. So you'll want them to be separate. It doesn't really, I don't know, there's something with the login that it gets spicy. So you can see all the things that we talked about. This right here is a setting in the main settings of local line, like your store settings. Since we're off season right now, this is what it's showing. These links up here also are in your main store settings. You can see this was the picture that we saw, delivery options or the fulfillment, all those different times and locations that we saw. And here's the long paragraph that shows up at the top. And then here's what we were really looking for is all the categories that we have. and how the item shows up. So I have it set that if the item is, oh, I think I updated that setting recently. There's a setting where if the item is sold out, but the grower still has it visible, it can be visible or not visible. So right now I have it as visible. I prefer myself during season. If an item goes out of stock, I'll actually remove it. Like it will automatically remove it when the inventory gets to zero because it's just a lot. I mean, this is a lot. We've got 532 products on here. And of course, some of these are out of season completely, so the grower should mark them as not visible, but it's just a lot for the florist to look at. And I think a lot of them get sad when they see like, oh man, I'm mad that I missed that or whatever. It is kind of like incentive for them to buy earlier, but I think it's more frustrating than it is an incentive. So I just have anything that's out of stock go away. So you can see all of the categories. You could pick any of these and it'll automatically just slim it down to that one. And then up here, I thought there was a clear category, but okay, then we went back to everything to filter by vendor. There's that filter down here. If some farms or some florists have like a special affinity for certain farms. And then tags are always hidden. I would like for these to be always open because it's not very clear that this is how we sort color. So there's like a bajillion pink things because weddings. Um, but yeah, so the florist had the option to pick by color too, or sort by color, which is really helpful. And then down here, the florist also has the option if you do have the out of stock visible, the florist can hide any that are out of stock themselves down here. So if this is just the public price list, so as being myself, I have access to the other the wholesale price list also. Right now they're not active, so I can't look at them. But your public people are only going to be able to see this list when it's live. They're not going to be able to go onto your wholesale list at all. Your wholesale people will have access to both. So that's why I have it so clearly here that there's public and then there's a wholesale list that's separate. And that's why, again, up here, pay close attention to which price list you're ordering from, because it has happened a few times where florists don't really, they're like, wow, my order seemed really expensive this week. I'm like, well, that's because you're paying a lot more for it. So, and then it's not the end of the world. You just cancel that order and create a new order for them in the back end at the correct price list. Um, but yeah, that's a very long-winded intro to price lists in local line.